Fidelity to the Constitution or a sense of defeat in the hustler's mansion? UDA Secretary General Veronica Maina on 30th of last month wrote to IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati condemning CS Fred Matiang'i and CS Joe Musheru for engaging in public or rather in active politics, yet they are civil servants. A change of tact, or rather a sign of panic in the hustler nation. Deputy President, while in Nakuru, and his allies, they urged Oka leaders Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula and Kalonzo Musyoka to team up with them a few months after condemning them and shunning them for forming tribal and village parties and even giving them the name of tribal kingpins. And the economic model, the muchly known as the bottom-up economic model. Different economic pundits have brought different issues concerning the bottom-up economic model. Join me, Chris Owino, on Siasa and Kalausi 2022, where we are going to deliberate on matters bottom-up economic model with Honorable David Ole Sankok, the nominated senator in the National Assembly and one of the allies of Deputy President, who is going to slice and dice for us matters bottom-up economic model. Honorable David Sankok, welcome to Lolwe TV.
Thank you very much. I hear that this is a very popular TV.
Yes.
And the only TV station for the Luo nation.
Across the globe.
Across the globe.
Yes.
Those who are in diaspora, yes. Those who are within our borders.
Very right.
But you know, let me correct you when you said about the panic
in
hustler nation.
Yes.
As hustlers, we have never panicked. The obstacles that we have overcome,
yes.
It is not easy for us actually to panic in anything. And I think Veronica Maina wrote a letter to IEBC, which is a very good letter, which is in tandem with our constitution, that cabinet secretaries are supposed to be civil servants and they are not supposed to use public resources to go campaigning for any candidate. So it was just, it's not a panic, it's just a reminder. For us, we don't care. We have had something called the system or the deep state, and we have always been asking, where was the deep state or system when Trump was defeated in the United States of America? Where was the deep state and system when Moi project, that is Uhuru Kenyatta then, was defeated? And actually, the head of deep state, in quotes, was Sally Koskei, who actually cried. Which deep state is this that shed tears when Moi was leaving State House? So where was deep state in Muswambweni? Where was deep state in Kiamba? Where was deep state in Juja when we won as the hustler nation? So we can never panic. If anything, we want to tell our supporters that just vote on 9th of August 2022, go back home. For us as the hustlers, we are very ready to make sure that we defend our votes, and not even a single vote that will be cast on our favor will be taken from us. Take that one to the bank.
So there's no panic in the hustler's mansion?
We can never panic. And this thing called deep state or system, that is just a proverbial ghost. My brother, you know, when you are young, your parents used to threaten you that you have to go to sleep or you have to eat, or we call the ghost. And even you have used that one to threaten your children if you are married. Yeah? So who have ever seen that ghost that we have been using threatening children? It is non-existent. Even this deep state or system is non-existent. Even within those public servants, they are also human beings and they are Kenyan citizens. They also align themselves, some of them to the hustler nation, some of them to the Kamati ya Rochafu.
Mheshimiwa, I truly concur with you, I fully concur with you and Veronica Maina on Article 23 of Leadership and Integrity.
Exactly.
It doesn't permit CS or any civil servant from engaging in active politics. That is
so that is why you should say they are panic. Because if they have now to hire, and to rent civil servant to campaign for them, they are panic. But for us, we are okay.
Somebody would say, why are you complaining now, while in 2017, when the same issue was brought forth by ODM and NASA, Deputy President asked and told Mr. Honorable Raila Odinga to leave Matiang'i alone. Why now?
Matiang'i was not doing politics at that time. Matiang'i was actually making sure that there is no demonstration in our streets. What we condemned was violence demonstration in our streets. And
CS Wamalo was campaigning for Uhuru.
No. Where?
CS
If you have a
Wamalo
list, and maybe you can tell me. But for us, we had condemned CSs in engaging in politics. If they have to engage in politics, let them resign from their position and go into politics. But
so
that was our stand.
No.
Yeah. That was our stand from then. It is our stand even right now. What we only we told the former Prime Minister, Raila Odinga, was don't condemn CS Matiang'i when he makes sure that our borders are secured, that we have security within our borders. Yes, you know, the demonstration of 2017 turned actually violence, and we lost a lot of life. And you know, even the so-called the single denominator of violence in the name of Raila Odinga sworn himself in 2017. So we had to make sure that that is treasonable offense. We have to make sure that it is done in the right way. And let me assure you, my friend,
yes,
if somebody committed a treasonable offense, we will definitely revisit.
But some are saying that Raila was sworn in as the people's president, not the president of the Republic of Kenya. What do you make of it?
The courts will go and explain that.
Yes.
Because for us, if we have a sitting president and somebody else purport to be a president, whether people's or whatever, and sworn himself in Uhuru Park, then definitely we will revisit that one.
Okay, that is
you
a story.
can't go scot-free.
Right, that's a
Yes.
story for another day.
Yes.
Let's go to bottom-up economic model.
Yes.
Many people have said a myriad issues about bottom-up economic model. Now that you are here, tell our viewer who is watching you right now, what is bottom-up economic model?
My brother, I have to educate you on this, but
Yes.
because in the world there are only two main economic models. That is the trickle-down economic model,
Yes.
and the bottom-up economic model. We have used the trickle-down economic model pre- and post-independent. So we have used it for more than 100 years. As old as Kenya, we have been using the trickle-down economic model. And in the trickle-down economic model, it was presumed that the state should ensure that it sets laws to protect the big corporate in terms of them being monopolies, and also give resources. The big corporates like Kenya Power, KenGen, KQ,
Yes.
Safaricom, so that they can employ masses, they can also pay taxes, they can also do what we call corporate social responsibility. But it has failed to work in Kenya because the big corporates have become folder for the corrupt individuals. Corruption is in KQ. That is why KQ, despite the fact that it have a customer base of all public servants, must travel using KQ within and outside our borders, it is still collapsing. Yet small airlines like Fly 540, which actually get passengers like Matatus, Beba, but they still make profits. But the KQ make losses because it is open for corruption. Again, like Safaricom, when it was a monopoly, you used to call using 56 shillings per minute. We used to buy a SIM card with 2,500. The smallest digit of airtime was actually 250 shillings. So you can imagine how they were a monopoly, and they ended up having very expensive prices. But the moment we open, by changing law, we open up for competition. Now you call using 1 shilling, you are also given a SIM card free of charge. So you can imagine if we open up. So in the opposite is the bottom-up economic model, where we say, let us protect small enterprises so that they can grow. Let us also put resources in the small enterprises. And you know where the resources will come from? Like the money we have been giving to Safaricom to resuscitate, sometimes to a tune of 34 billion Kenya shillings. That money can be able to support 1 million small enterprises, each being given 100,000 Kenya shillings. So with 100,000 Kenya shillings, somebody will open an M-Pesa shop, somebody will open a welding shop, somebody else will be a carpenter and be having a carpentry shop. So we'll be having 1 million new taxpayers, 1 million new employers. Because if you have a welding shop, you'll have to employ maybe 1 or 2 so that wakusaidie. So we will end up even having more people paying taxes. We'll have more than 1 million new employees being employed, job opportunities being created. That is why we are saying, let us go to the bottom-up economic model. Again, in the trickle-down economic model, we use what we call capital-intensive investment. Capital intensive investment is where your money work for you. But Kenya have no money, it is poor. So we want to go to the labor intensive investment where you use your muscles, you use your citizen to do the work. Let me give you an example. The Nairobi Expressway have costed Kenya 80 billion Kenya shillings. 80 billion Kenya shillings because it is capital intensive, it uses machineries. And all these machineries are imported, so no money is coming back to us. It has only created 3,000 employment opportunities. Now, if we had used the 80 billion to do affordable housing, which is labor intensive, we'll be able to develop 80,000 units of 2-bedroom, each costing 1 million. And for employment, 80,000 units. Each unit will require a carpenter, a mason, a painter, electrician, and a plumber. 5 times 80,000, we will have created 400,000 jobs rather than the 3,000 jobs created by Expressway. Who will benefit from Expressway? My brother, when did you ever go to the JKI? When last did you go to JKI? For me, I have 1 month since I went there. So it will only help a few people. But for the affordable housing, it will be a source of income for the government because it will charge rent. So when it is charged rent, instead of increasing fuel prices, we'll be having another source of income as a government. We'll be able to pay our loan. And again, we will have created 400,000 jobs. That is what we are simply saying. In the trickle-down economic model, it has failed in Kenya. It has not assisted us ever since, pre- and post-independence. Let us go to the labor-intensive investment in what we call a bottom-up economic model, where masses will be employed. We will also, in the bottom-up economic model, protect small enterprises. Why are we taking hawkers as if they are terrorists? They are being chased here and there. You know, why don't we create laws to protect them? Because I have gone to New York, the capital city of the world. In Manhattan, I have seen hawkers in the streets being organized. Food vendors, street food vendors in Manhattan, the capital city of the world. In New York, I have gone to Little Italy, where they sell their merchandise. I have gone to a small center in Manhattan in New York called Little China, where they sell some counterfeit products. You know, if you don't want an original phone, you can go and swell and buy from there. Why are we having difficulties in protecting our hawkers so that they can do genuine business? Because why do you treat a hawker like a terrorist? A hawker is earning from their sweat. Why don't we protect them? Now let me give you another an example of how we can protect small enterprises. Before Kibaki protected the piki business, the boda, it was very difficult to see a motorcycle in Kenya. A motorcycle only costed around 1 million. And probably it was the county councils who used to have 2 or 3 motorcycles in a whole county. But now, because Kibaki protected them using law, the motorcycle business, the boda, is now an enterprise that have employed millions of youth, and millions of families depend on it. So if we protect the hawkers, if we protect the mamamboga, if we protect the masons, if we protect the electricians, then we will create massive employment. We will create so many people who depend on that business. Why should I protect Safaricom? Why should I protect KQ? Why should I protect Brookside? Those guys can protect themselves.
But somebody would ask, these are brilliant ideas from DP's Ruto camp.
Yes.
Why can't he implement them right now because he's still in government?
Thank you very much. That is a very good question. And I will answer using another question.
Yes.
Kibaki was a vice president for a long time. He didn't implement protection of boda while he was the vice president. He only implemented when we became the president. We now know the legacy project of Kibaki, not when he was a vice president, but when he became the president. But let me assure you,
yes,
the president is the head of state and head of government. He is the commander-in-chief of all armed forces. This guy called the deputy president is just a principal assistant who, by law and by the constitution, given the right to advise the president. Now, when I advise you, you will choose which advice to take and which advice to discard. Yes. And, currently, the president have decided there is better people who can advise him more than the deputy president, Kina Matiang'i and the likes. And they have advised him in capital-intensive infrastructure. They have advised him in other issues. When the deputy president was the real principal assistant, and when the president was taking the advice, we actually started the hustler narrative between 2013 and 2017. And that is why we made sure, for instance, the rural electrification. We said, yes, you are lucky, you have a story building, utahakisha stima. But hata kama uko kwa nyumba ya nyasi, even where utapata electricity. We were protecting the hustlers at that time. They will also have to enjoy government resources and services at equal measures with people in Nairobi. And we did that when the president was taking the advice of the deputy president. But where is the last mile connectivity? It is no longer there. What happened? The new advisor said, let us forget about that. Let us go to BBI. Let us go to changing the constitution. Let us have 5 positions for 5 bodies so that the 5 communities will be satisfied. It will bring inclusivity by including 5 tribes and excluding 37 others. You know, sometimes kuna wajika kabisa hii dunia. Yani, wewe unasema ukicreate 5 positions, you bring 5 communities together. Out of 42, you exclude 37. Na unasema unaleta inclusivity.
They didn't
you are
say
just
that
not an idiot.
Exclude anybody, mheshimiwa?
Yes.
Did they say that?
But of course, if it is 5 positions, you'll have only 5 tribes being there. Yes, because and then we will exclude 37 other tribes. You know, if the president have good intention, and I've told him severally, if you have good intention of bringing all tribes together and all regions together, simple. Because the president is the Akikuyu and the deputy president is a Kalenjin, let us have all cabinet secretaries coming from other tribes other than the Kikuyu and the Kalenjin. Let us have principal secretaries coming from other tribes other than those of cabinet secretaries and the president and the deputy president. We will have sorted this issue of inclusivity. You know, it is so simple to sort it out with goodwill.
But they are saying that the deputy president faction is mainly of Kalenjin. They are saying that when it was 50-50 affair between president and deputy in the first term, the person that was brought by the deputy president, majority of them were Kalenjins.
No. That is a presumption, because I know, like Henry Rotich have been a buddy of President Uhuru Kenyatta for a very long time. We know they have been friends. So he was actually brought from their side. But let me tell you, when it comes to the issue of probably perceiving the deputy president as a tribalist.
Yes.
Now, see the deputy president when he's addressing the media, or see who is behind him, who is supporting him. It is Sankok, who is 500 kilometers from Sugoi on the border of Kenya and Tanzania. It is Josephat Nanok, who is 700 kilometers from Sugoi on the border of Kenya and Southern Sudan. It is Washali and it is Barasa, who is 300 kilometers from Sugoi on the border of Kenya and Uganda. It is His Excellency Adan Duale, who comes from 800 kilometers away from Sugoi on the border of Kenya and Somalia. It is Mohamed Ali, it is Aisha Juma, who come from 1,000 kilometers away from Sugoi on the border of Kenya and Indian Ocean. My friend, these are nationalists. Now, let us dissect the other kamati ya roho chafu. Ile kamati ya tuungane against Ruto tusiangamie. Let's start from your friend Raila Odinga. Yes. No. Yes. Who is the minority leader in National Assembly representing Raila Odinga? It is John Mbadi, who is from Homa Bay, 25 kilometers from Siaya. Who is the minority leader in the Senate? It is somebody by the name James Orengo, who is from Siaya, probably a radius of 7 kilometers from him. Who is his lawyer? Who sworn in him? It is TJ Kaduna. No. Listen, first of all.
Yes.
Even when he got the opportunity to have the chairman of the Finance Committee in the National Assembly, who did he give? It was Gladys Wanga, who is again from Homa Bay, another 10 kilometers or 25 kilometers from Siaya. So, you know, you can see who is a tribalist. Now let us go to ANC. Just a minute. Yes. Let us go to ANC. Musalia Mudavadi, when he goes to Central, when he goes to wherever, who accompany him? Is either Ososi, Malala, Sakaja, you know, who will even be his running mate. He have a number of MPs elected from the ANC party. All of them are from Western region. Let us go to this guy called Kalonzo Musyoka. Who is supporting Kalonzo Musyoka? Mbui, Kimilu, Charity Ngilu, Mutula Kalonzo Jr. You know, relatives, people from the same region. In fact, I forgot that Raila Odinga got an opportunity of Yala, East African Assembly. Who did he give? His own brother called
even the
Oburu
deputy
Odinga.
president
Just
gave,
listen, first of all.
ministerial position.
Listen, no. He's not the appointing authority, my friend. Listen, you know, let us now go to Wetangula.
Yes.
You only have one elected senator from his party, and it is himself. So you can imagine these characters. You know, let us just be frank. You can't compare William Ruto with the rest.
Let's be frank.
Yes.
You've mentioned Honorable Gladys Wanga, Honorable
Yes.
John Mbadi,
Yes.
and Honorable James Orengo.
Yes, and TJ Kajwang. And I can also mention so many of them who had minority whip, like Junet, who also come from Migori.
Okay.
Yes.
And you will concur with me that chairpersons of House committees are elected by the members of the National Assembly,
suggested by the party,
but they have to be supported and approved by the
National Assembly. But it must be suggested by the the party leader of that political organization. For us, Uhuru gave a suggestion of party lead chairmen of committees. So it is now up to us to go and concur. So why do you have to suggest somebody from CIA if you are a national leader?
What if he merits? What if he merits?
My friend, through the handshake, we have gotten CSs that have been given opportunities like Professor Mago. Where does he come from?
But he merits.
Yeah, he merits. I
don't disagree on that one, but let us be frank. There are also other Kenyans who merit it. Don't you think that at least why we talk of merits as much as Professor Magoa is qualified, there are also other professors from the Somali community, other professors from the GC community, other professors from Coast, you know, who also merit.
But
why must you always have people around you? Let me give you an example.
Yes.
Raila Odinga removed Wetangula from being the minority leader in Senate and replaced him with James Orengo, a cousin. My friend, let us be frank.
But we've got no proof that Orengo is a cousin to Raila.
Orengo, being a minority leader in the Senate, when the minority leader in the National Assembly is Mbadi. You know, all of them.
But they are picked and approved by the members of the National Assembly, Mheshimiwa.
But, you know, without the approval of the, in fact,
Yes.
my friend,
Yeah.
you are even making me more emotive because there was a chairman position that was given to one of our own. That is Ledamo Elekina.
Yes.
But then Orengo say, then Raila said, no, it is not possible. At this time, it was taken to Luo Nyanza, my friend. Let us be frank. You know, let me tell you, Luos are my great friends because we all are Nilots.
Yes.
We come from the same Nilotic group with the Kalenjin. You know, you guys are River Lake Nilots.
River Lake.
As we are
Masai are the Plain Nilots,
and then
Kalenjin.
Kalenjin are the Highland Nilots. Unfortunately, you River Lake Nilots, the river and the lake never migrate. So you stay in one place for eternity.
Yes.
For us, we are
pastoralist,
Plain Nilots,
yes.
and we are nomadic.
Yes.
We can move from one area to another. That is why you guys must forgive us. You know, when we moved from Kadu to Kanu, and then from Kanu to LDP, and then from LDP to ODM, and then from ODM to UDM, and then from UDM to URP, and then from URP to
now UDA,
Jubilee,
yes.
And then probably from Jubilee we may go to ODM or we may go to UDA, whichever
Yes.
that will fit us. So you must excuse us because our life is a nomadic life. And you cannot change the lifestyle of somebody.
Yes.
So that is our lifestyle. So if we are moving around, don't chase us. We may, if it rain around the lake, we'll move there.
Yeah,
So
Mheshimiwa, for the essence of time, my director is telling me that we are running out of time.
Yes.
I'll just ask you this question. Over the weekend,
Yes.
the Deputy President and his allies, while in Gilgil and Nakuru County,
Yes.
urged the OCA principals Musalia Mudavadi, Kalonzo Musyoka and Moses Wetangula to join UDA
Yes.
ahead of 2022 general election.
Exactly.
A few months after condemning Mudavadi and Kalonzo for being tribal kingpins, what has changed right now?
No, even me, I'm condemning them now that they are tribal kingpin. And I'm urging them, can you leave your tribal cocoon and now join nationalist movements?
Yes.
They're like UDA. So it is not the issue of changing of mind. It is telling them to change the attack of being kingpin. of having a 5 position where you are from a Kamba nation, utaleta Wakamba wangapi, hii mwingine ataleta watu wangapi alafu tugawe these positions. We are telling them that does not work in Kenya now because Kenyans are enlightened. Please, can you change? In fact, even Raila Odinga, I'm urging him, can you change this issue of trickle-down economic model? Can you change this issue of charity, giving people 6,000, and now come to an organization that think of the bottom-up economic model, think of the labor-intensive investment, have a symbol of a wheelbarrow. You know, the wheelbarrow is a symbol of hard work. You are ready to push beyond the limit. Can you leave these symbols that have no meaning, like the orange, like the umbrella? I don't know, the umbrella will be used like a parachute to land into Wilson Airport, you know.
So which symbol is more meaningful?
So the
wheelbarrow?
Our wheelbarrow. That's
Yes,
why it's being discussed.
Yes.
Have you ever heard people discussing about the orange? The orange is very cheap, 3 shillings. They don't even give it to anybody. You see, so why is the wheelbarrow being discussed?
Yes.
Because it is symbolic that these are hustlers, people who are ready to work. You know, a hustler is somebody who wake up before others, sleep after others, working and sweating to earn a living. That is the meaning of a hustler. Now, we are telling them, join the hustlers who are ready to push a wheelbarrow, who are ready to work. It's just a symbolic meaning. Now, tell me the symbolic meaning of an orange. Tell me the symbolic
Maybe
meaning
we'll
of
ask
that
Honorable
jogo.
Mbadi or Junet Mohammed.
No, tell me the symbolic meaning of a jogo. Is it kotoyo? Tell me the symbolic meaning of an umbrella. Hata kuna mwingine ati anatumia simba kama symbol yake na yeye hata anasotiwa na bibi. Sasa simba unataka kufanya nini?
Okay, that's a side on the flip side. Though, Mheshimiwa, on 30th of this month,
Yes, sir.
Jubilee Party, which I believe you're still a member,
Of course, I'm a member of Jubilee.
yes, is going to hold National Delegates Conference at Kasarani.
Yes.
And you're going to ratify the coalition between ODM and Jubilee. Will you attend?
Of course, I'm waiting for the invitation. I've heard it through the social media. It is still rumors. If I get the invitation as a member of the Jubilee,
Yes.
I'll go there with my own ideas that we cannot go down in history. That a ruling party folding down, yes, finding no candidate within the 8 million voters that we had. Sankok is one of them that cannot fit to be a presidential candidate, but going now to fold and probably support an ODM presidential candidate as our candidate. You know, it will be something that will be in the Guinness Book of Record. It will be something that it have never happened in the world, where a ruling party with a majority in Senate, majority in National Assembly, majority in County Assembly, majority in terms of governors, yes, folding down and joining a small tribal party called ODM. You know, it will be.
But Mheshimiwa,
So for me, I'll go
yes,
there and tell them it is not possible.
it's not possible.
Yes.
Okay, I know we are running out of time. Maybe I'll just give you platform to give your parting shot to UDA viewer and our fans who are watching you right now. The floor is yours.
Yes, I want to urge all those who want to support us, as we are just asking for votes, begging for votes. And the moment you vote on 9th of August 2022, please go home, maintain peace for us, the way we took care of our votes in Muswambweni, the way we took care of our votes in Juja and Kiamba, will take care of all the votes that have been cast on our favor. We are very confident on ourselves. No man born of a woman can take even one single vote from the hustler nation. I can assure the fellow hustlers like that on. Hiyo, lakini tukishindwa, tutaenda nyumbani. Sisi hata hatujasahau mambo ya hustling. Mimi ndaenda kuchunga ng'ombe. Hata siku hizi nimeongeza, hata niko na nguruwe. Ruto mbada hajasahau kuuza mayai, ataenda kuuza hiyo mayai yake, hakuna tabu. Lakini tukishinda, hata kura moja, haki ya Mungu, hatuwezi nyang'anya.
So Mheshimiwa, before I let you leave, are you eyeing any elective post in the forthcoming elections?
Are you from Narok? Do you have any vote from Narok?
I
Did you
have
vote for
friends.
me?
I have friends from
Okay,
Narok.
relax.
Yes.
Relax. Your friends will tell you
Yes.
which post I'm vying for, but currently,
Yes.
what I just want is for William Ruto to occupy State House, so that the good ideas that we have contributed in Hustler Nation can be implemented, so that we can be able to repay our loans, so that we can be able to have job opportunities for our youth, so that we can jumpstart our economy. That is my main mission. You know, as Ruto said, he's a man on a mission.
Yes.
And you know, when a man is on a mission, he have no room for surrender. He have no luxury of retreating. So for us, we have a mission, and that is the mission of forming the next government so that we can solve all those issues that are bedeviling our country. Because I know we have the know-how, and we have the urge, and we have the passion to solve all these problems, and we will, because again, we have God on our side. Again, I want to tell our viewers, they have the deep state, we have God. They have the system, we have the citizen. We are not worried at all.
Okay, the Hustler Nation is not worried at all. That's a wrap for us today. Many thanks, Honorable David Ole Sankok, for your time and for your insight as well. We really appreciate, sir. Karibu tena Lolwe.
Asante. I will, I know it's a good TV station, and I'm sure, I do watch.
Yes.
And many people from Narok have been telling me that they watch Lolwe TV, and I know you are going places.
Okay, great. So we appreciate. All right, this has been Kalausi Mar 2022 with me, Chris Owino. While today we were holding court with Honorable David Ole Sankok, a member of Jubilee and who is a close ally of Deputy President William Ruto. We are just trying to dissect and bisect matters UDA and 2022 election politics. I'm very sure that you've enjoyed the show. Until next time, bye-bye, and remember to keep safe.